Hello everyone and welcome back to the Viewing People's Filthy List. So we're just going to get through this as fast as possible because, the start bit as fast as possible because this is a long list, especially compared to the other two, and I'll get into the kind of timing of it all in a minute. But if you didn't know, in 2024 when we did our charity fundraiser, you could donate money to add your PSN profiles to the list of profiles that I would review, and we had 4, and I basically just procrastinated for the whole year on them. I did 2 of them, which you can go, there's a playlist below you can look at and see the other 2. But now we've got 2 left, and the idea is that this will be up today, obviously, if you're watching this, it's been uploaded. And the next one will be on Sunday, and then the week after will be the next batch. So in 2025, we did the same thing for the same charity, the Glasgow Children's Hospital charity. And if you'd like to donate, you have until Monday morning GMT. So basically, whenever I wake up and decide and turn it off, if you'd like to go in there, you can donate £10 and I'll add your name to the list, and I will get all these done, week to week. I will get them done this time. And if not, I'll donate £1 million to charity. That's the stakes we're working with. So today we've got our 3rd profile, and I listed them in order of the amount of platinums. So they're getting bigger, and then there's a bigger one next week. But today we have Customo's profile. So he's another Filthy YouTuber, and he's also Scottish. I think there's only 3 or 4 of us, so it's cool to have that kind of connection. And he's also, as you can see here, by his background on PSN profiles, which I didn't even know you could do. I don't have one, do I? Yeah, I just have whatever the last game that I played was. So as you can see by the background, he is the co-host of the Filthy Hoarders podcast with Deathroff, which I did guest on back in September, I think. And the idea was I was going to upload this back then, but as we have established, things happen. But today, let's just look at the profile. There is a kind of silver lining in the fact of taking so long, is that obviously they've had another year of, Filthy hunting, and there was one recently that Customo got, which I guess we're doing it alphabetically, so it'll be at the end of the video. That is that's an impressive one that, it almost feels worth it that it took this long. But obviously, that wasn't the plan. So let's just start with the stats. So we've got Filthy level Silver 3, I think that is. 523, so we're almost at gold. Well, we're on the way to gold. 11,000 Filthies with 174 platinums. Then, who actually cares about this stuff? The platinum is what matters. Almost 50% completion. Like I said, in the previous parts, I don't care about, anything. I'm not going to... The point of this is not to judge, it's just to kind of have a look and see what we can see. So, completion percentage doesn't matter to me. 2 Filthies per day, yeah. So the Filthy cabinet, this is where you can choose your, you can put things in here. I do remember he used to have, I think it said Filthy Hoarders for the podcast. Now it changed to Internet High 5, happiest place in the world, and suspension not included. I'm unsure what the, there must be some kind of connection here. I don't even know what 63 days is. Some kind of an RTS. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. What is the connection? I wonder, it might actually be in a podcast episode. I need to go back and check the archives. I guess, yeah, I should point out what the Filthy Hoarders podcast is. So it's been going for about, I think it's just over a year, maybe a year and 2 months. I think it was November 2024. And it's just a podcast with Customo and Deathroff talking about Filthies and what games we played that week, what games they bought, because I know Deathroff is a physical collector as well. And a lot, I don't actually know, maybe not a lot of the time, but they do frequently have guests on that if you are into platinum YouTubers, you will recognise. They had Snamwages on 2 months ago, and that's it does not really get bigger than that. So yeah, it's a cool podcast, especially because a lot of the podcasts I listen to are about new games, what games just came out, the reviews and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to listen to the podcast and you don't know what game they're going to talk about, because it's just whatever they've been cleaning up. So Sniper Elite 5, Customo's playing that now, which obviously I think came out 2 years ago, so that's not is that any good? I guess we're going to try out the podcast and find out. Yeah, so I'll put the link below and I highly recommend checking it out. Especially because they are just good guys as well. It's it doesn't actually matter if the podcast is good, it's good vibes. Yeah, so that's the cabinet. I'm unsure exactly what that is for. Maybe are these on multiplayer? I don't actually know. And then we have the latest Filthies, which is all UFC. Because obviously the there, if the platinum is there, then that means the one before is also there. So So there's a lot of UFC Platinums in here, and then we'll go down to the milestones, which I won't take too long on, but first trophy was in 2010, maybe 2009, with FIFA 09. Then first Platinum was A Wolf Among Us. Sleeping Dogs was his 10th Platinum. UFC was the 20th. Advanced Warfare. Alikine's Gun, that is one, I've always seen that on the PlayStation Store, but I've never actually checked it out. Siege is the 50th Platinum. It feels like a hard one. I don't actually feel like, I've not heard about people talk about that Platinum a lot, but it must be something. WWE 2K22. I can't even, because they got easy recently. I'm like, do I have that? Yeah, I think this is the first easy one. Is that out? Let's check. I actually have no clue if I have that Platinum. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think that was the first easy WWE Platinum. And they've all been the same in the past few years, to be fair. Dead Space for 100, and I believe this is Dead Space. Yeah, like the OG, which has that hard. It's not got like, it's got Iron Man mode or something like that. You know, you beat the game without saving. Is that out? Or is that just the second one? Yeah, complete the game on the hardest difficulty setting, but is that... No, I think it's the second one that is actually hard, but obviously it depends how you did this. Then Metal Gear Solid. So actually, yeah, this is when we're into when I was aware of him, because, you know, that was before he made videos, I think, or at least before I made videos, so I was like in the scene. But I remember his Metal Gear Solid video, and the GTA 4 video without stealing a car. Back to FIFA 09, that's kind of cool to have FIFA 09 on your mouse twice, like so far away. GTA 5 City at 150. Then 4 days ago, he got the UFL Platinum, which was also his fastest Platinum. So I guess we'll get to that at the end, but what we're going to do, just because of the previous 2 videos that I did were 35 minutes long, and they only had like 50 Platinums max, so now we've got 3 times the amount. If, say, I was to speak about each of these Platinums for a minute, like just a minute, the video would be over 3 hours long. So we are going to have to go quite quick, just because there are so many, and then next week, I think we've got double that, like over double that to talk about. So what I've done, I started it by alphabetical, but it is shown as games that he didn't get the Platinum for, but we won't be talking about them too much unless there's something interesting. You know, I don't know what 63 Days is, so we'll skip that. And then like Plague Tale, he didn't play much, so, you know, like there's not much to talk about. But let's start with 2 Extreme, which is actually a game that I Platinumed recently, and you know what, I'm kind of interested. 3 hours and 11 minutes. That is quick. And I also did it in... I know this is not the point of the video, but I just sort it by alphabetical. 2 hours 18, so I do have you beat there, sadly. I don't know, I think there were like cheat codes that I used. Because I actually did this in like December, is that right? September. And I've already like forgot. This is just like some... I don't know if it was bad back at the time, but like playing it now, it's like not that good. It's a PlayStation 1 game, I think. Then A Way Out Platinum, one that I think a lot of people have. AEW Fight Forever, only 14 trophies. A game that is not that good, but I kind of appreciated that it exists. Then we've got Alan Wake 1 and 2. DLC done for the first one, which I don't actually have. And it looks like none of the DLC done for the third game. Okay, no, yeah, the DLC was played through, but not... Well, actually, only played some of the DLC, and then started the DLC. So I actually wonder why the incompletion here. I need to actually go back to these though, because I love them so much. But what I don't actually love Alan Wake 1. I think it's not that great. But what, you know, it's made better by Alan Wake 2. And I've never done any of the DLC, and I never did the Lake House DLC for 2. Then we've got Alikine's Gun, a game, like I said, I don't actually know much about, but I've seen a lot. Alien Isolation is actually quite low. I would expect him to like that game. I don't know, because I feel like it's hard to get a sense of someone's taste just from like the podcast and like videos. But then I feel like Alien Isolation, I feel like that is a game that he would like. I don't know what, because obviously he did start it. I've also not actually played it much. I feel like we probably got to like the same amount, like same point. Then Aliens Fireteam Elite, 8 out of 10, 100 hours. I feel like I shouldn't be talking about the ones that aren't Platinums. You know, I feel like I'm going to take this. I feel like if I keep doing this, the video's going to be so long if I talk about like games that aren't Platinum. So we're just going to hurry up. So we do have 4 Alone in the Dark Platinums here, almost like back to back. You know, we're not. They're all like really quick, but I don't think the games came out, especially the old one. So we've obviously went back to that one. That's interesting. As I say these, I don't actually know. I played the newest one. I don't think it was that good at all. But it's a series that's like lasted a long time. You know, there's like the one on the Switch. I think that might be the new Nightmare. There's like an old, is it the GameCube version that was on the Switch or something like that? Then Animal, I said I wouldn't talk about games that don't have a completion, but Animal Well is so good. That needs to be cleaned up, and it's also like quite short. Apex Legends 100%, 75 hours, and then also on PS5, and it doesn't look like an auto pop. I don't think. Maybe like some of it auto pops, but you know that is impressive. Then we've got Assassin's Creed. We've got Mirage Syndicate and Unity. No, actually, I think no DLC done. See again, I find it interesting looking at people's profiles and being like, what? I actually do know that Custodoma played on Xbox for a bit, because one of his first videos that I saw was Assassin's Creed 1, like all achievements. We just having Assassin's Creed 2 played in 2016. It's like, I don't know if he played that, then Brotherhood and Revelations are missing. You know, it's just like interesting to see what is not there. And Odyssey is also not here, you know, like which because it seemed like he likes Unity and Syndicate, and in Mirage, I guess Mirage is like a lot shorter, you know, 25 hours, and I feel like that was quite high. I feel like I did that in much less than that. And in Valhalla, 3 trophies, 100 hour platinum. Here we have Ask the Bot. We've got Play Them and Bot, and none of the DLC done in Bot. I think this DLC would be fun to do for like doing it all in one stream, especially the last Megamix Mastery is not that easy, you know, and especially it's like a 3-minute long level. I thought that'd be quite a fun one to clean up. Back 4 Blood, Back to the Future, Arkham games. We've got the PS4 plat on Asylum and Night, and then City. Looks like the game maybe isn't finished. Arkham Origins, Blackgate. The 2 Telltale games. So we have like basically the whole series. Obviously we don't have the last gen versions of some of them, or just City I think. But they do get, they get, like, Night is so much harder than, or so much longer than City, and City so much longer than Asylum, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know, because they've got 6 hours for City. But I do know that Arkham Knight, because of there's like the challenge stars you have to collect, and at launch you have to complete every challenge, but then since they added DLC, you can now get like 2 stars in every DLC challenge, and that opening up to the amount. So I don't know if he did that. Oh no, actually no, he did it back at launch. So that is like a proper completion. See again, I'm into this, and like he played Night. No, yeah, he played Asylum ages ago. Then he played Night and got the platinum. Then like back to Asylum, but then City. But then he went back to that kind of recently. So you know, I'd be into this and see what is the why not City, you know. But then we've got the Telltale games. I know he's a big Battlefield fan, so this will be interesting. Can we go Bad Company back in 2011? That is now. Oh wait, actually, was the game like down then? If there's that many unobtainable. Yeah, so it looks like the whole multiplayer is finished, and then all the DLC are not finished. You know, like you can't access it anymore. You could go back and clean up the campaign, but at that point, who cares? Then we have 4 Platinum. Went back to 3 because the servers were. I remember that the servers were going down. Battlefield 2042, Battlefield 1. I want to know. I'm into this and this one. The PS4 stack of Battlefield 2042. Destroy 50 vehicles. Doesn't look like. I was thinking, is this bugged? But I wonder what. See, this is what I mean. It's like I want to know what the thing is here. Oh wait, I see. Yeah, I don't think these are off time. So I bet he went back to this just to get another Battlefield Platinum, but then that's like a grind, I guess, at the end, and it just like, you know, sometimes times where you're like playing a game, and then you get to like the grind at the end, and then you end up falling onto something else, and then you just never come back. Looks like Battlefield 6 got DLC recently, so I wonder if you'll be going back to clean that up. Okay, so it seems like we do have most of the Battlefield Platinums. You know, there just are some missing. Bellator, I know he's a big UFC fan, so even this is kind of like the AEW game, you know, compared to the WWE, so we're even playing the other ones. Bioshock, Black Mirror, I think is this like a FMV? Or is it like a kind of Silent Hill like? Oh, is that? You've enjoyed a wonderful Scottish breakfast. So is it set in Scotland? Black Mirror game. It's a 2003 game. Oh, okay, it's not the same one. Set in Suffolk. The Black Mother 2017. Yeah, okay. Oh, so the first one was set in England, and then now we wonder where is it set? I guess it would just be like some up north, you know, like. Now we have the Bloodborne Platinum, but no DLC. Bully Platinum. That's actually that is kind of that's one that I was going for ages ago, but there was so much grinding at the end, or like even just like getting all the collectibles. Like I never fully locked in and actually went for it, and I think I've lost my save now. So that is one I'd love to go back and get, especially because it's kind of like important to me, you know, like playing it when I was younger and stuff like that. Now we have the Call of Duty section. So again, can I go? One more. Oh yeah, I remember you can see he was doing the Spec Ops on that. There's actually so much Call of Duty. Like we'll just go in order. Advanced Warfare Platinum, Black Ops Platinum, Black Ops 4 not even touched, Cold War Platinum, and almost all the DLC, wherever that is. Or is it just like 2 things? Yeah, okay, yeah. Black Ops 2 not touched, Black Ops 3, some of it, Ghosts complete, Infinite Warfare not, and that is unobtainable now because there's like the theater mode or whatever. Modern Warfare 2019, I think that's the Spec Ops that technically wasn't actually DLC, but they put it on a separate list, which is quite cool. Modern Warfare 2, Campaign Remastered. Modern Warfare 3, a lot of DLC in that one. Modern Warfare Remastered, World War 2, World War not touched. See, that one's into this as well, because that one's like, you know, that is like the hardest one. Is that 8 out of 10? Black Ops 3 is hard as well. I guess the ones that have like zombies and stuff like that are like different. And then we also have Call of Duty HQ, which, you know, is we don't need to talk about that. Conan Exiles. See, that's because this is actually one that I've got that I probably shouldn't have, because it came out in PlayStation Plus, and then there was like a debug menu. I can actually tell if he used. No, I don't think he did use it. Just because these are all quite quick, but I think it is also that if you're playing the game, that is how quick you get stuff. No, actually, no. I've seen. Yeah, this is. See, this is interesting. Get a weapon, then the next day get to level 10, then 6 minutes level 20, 30, 40, 50. But that took 10 months. So it's kind of like he started to do the glitch, like the debug mode, and then he stopped. And then I went back to it. So yeah, it looks like he did do the same thing as me, but just over a longer period of time. You know, maybe he decided like, I don't want to like cheat it, and then maybe I'll go back to it, but then ultimately, I don't think it's meant to be that good anyway, so. Control, all DLC, that's cool. Just because I know that he likes that, like them do, so. CSGO Platinum, I remember that video. Dark Souls, hardly touched. See, that's into this, and I feel like he would like. I feel like I've heard him talk. I guess that's the interesting thing with the Bloodborne Platinum, but no Dark Souls Platinums, or even like, you know, like played the game. Something I also noticed, again, I know I said I don't care about completion percentage, but there's a lot of like 0% games in here, and you can go through and delete them, and then that will put your percentage up by like quite a lot, I think, just because you can like delete like Daymare 1998, never heard of this game, like, you know, like you could just like get that gone. Days Gone Platinum, one that I always want to go back to, but it feels like at this point I don't even know if I will, especially because there's the PS5 stack now. I'm like, I should just play the PS5 version, you know, but I already have the PS4 version on my account, so I have to go to the back, like I have to do the PS4 version. Okay, so that's what I mean. We've got Dead by Daylight here, which has like a ton of trophies. I think it's actually one of the games that like breaks your PSN profiles account, because there are so many. You could, and again, we could just delete this. Dead Cells Platinum, that one's cool. Don't know if he used the, again, there's an assist mode on this that they added, but I don't know. I remember he talked about this game on the podcast. So I don't know, these are quite quick, but it's hard to tell. This could just be like legit. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it was legit. And honestly, the way my kind of like Final Fantasy VII, the make just got the like cheat mode, and then the birth is getting it in June, and then if you go and pay some profiles, you can have some fun. You can have some fun looking at the conversations of people arguing. Like if you use assist trophies on it, don't care. The only thing, the only caveat I have to that is if you're talking about a game that like is too hard or something like that, and use the assist things, you should say you did it to kind of have the conversation, you know, like you know, like what I mean is, like, if you turned on the cheat mode and then said like the combat was bad in the game, it's like, okay, we didn't actually play it, you know. But yeah, if people use assist things, I generally could not care less. I guess I've not actually, I guess maybe I would feel differently if there's like a hard platinum that you could cheat, but like at one that I got, and then people started cheating it. Honestly, I just could not see myself getting them again. Got Dead Island, Dead Nation, Dead Rising, Dead Space, Platinum. No Platinum on the PS4. See, there's literally into this and me talking about cheating Delphies. Because when the... I don't actually know if it got patched. Maybe. I don't know. But Impossible mode is similar where like I think you need to beat the game in like one sitting. But I think maybe can you save? Yeah. A single death would delete your save and make you start from the beginning. So what you can do with that is anytime you die, like due to an animation, if you quit, you can load your save. Or it was something like that, you know. You just go to the menu and come back. And I did do that. So then we've got Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, Extended Action, Dead to Rights, Deadpool, Death Stranding 1, game finished. Game only started. See, this is because part of this was meant to be I'm meant to be like recommending games for you to go back to or play that you haven't got on your account. That has to be at least because I know that a lot of people didn't like it back at the start, but now that I don't know, especially I guess you need to start it on PS5 to get all the quality of life stuff, but like it is one of the greatest games ever made, and then the second one is I was going to say just as good, but I don't actually know how I feel about it. You know, like is it? Well, the second one is a lot easier, and a lot you know, there's a lot less like pain points and stuff like that. Yeah, that has to be fixed. And again, Demon Souls here, Demon Souls PS5, Demon Souls and Dark Souls all at nothing. You know, like I know what Delphi you've got coming up. I know what Platinum you've got. If you can do that, these are very doable. They're maybe more annoying because you have to like follow a guide for some of it. But Deathloop Platinum, one of my favorite games of 2021. Is that it? So actually, this game's kind of into this because back at launch, everyone loved it. And IGN gave it a 10, GameSpot gave it a 10, and then now no one talks about it. And like, especially the way people talk about like Dishonored and stuff like that. Destiny. I know I was a huge fan of Day 6, so we've got Mankind Divided Platinum. I'm actually surprised it doesn't have the Human Evolution Platinum, just because it is obviously considered, other than I'm not sure what the consensus is with the older games, but like Mankind Divided is considered like a huge step down from Human Evolution. Looks like also the Platinum is a lot easier, but I do wonder if, because this is the director's cut, the only people who bought this version are people who like the game, whereas Mankind Divided has been on like PS Plus and stuff like that. Devil May Cry, all the games here, I'm sure the Platinums are, yeah. But actually, 2 is meant to be easy. That's interesting. 8, 3, 6, 8, and then no 4, no Ninja Theory 1. Speaking of Dishonored, we've got the game finished, and then the Platinum in the second one, and then the DLC started. I need to go back, because Dishonored 1 is one of my favourite games of all time, back in like 2012. But I never even finished 2, and I never played any Death of the Outsider, and then also I haven't played Dishonored for 14 years. So I think I recently added these to my account just to kind of incentivize me to go back and play them. Don't know what the Platinum would be like, just because, you know, like I wonder if you have to like follow a guide. Oh, actually we do have DMC, it's just further down. Dragon Age, we've got Dragon Age here, which I think he actually started playing around the same time as me, back to Origins. It is like playing these on the base hardware, you know, playing on PlayStation 3, it is not fun. When I did my video on Dragon Age, I wanted to finish Origins as fast as possible, so, you know, I completely understand the kind of idea of like, I'm going to go back and play them all. At this point, you should just play them on PC. Duke Nukem 3D Platinum, never even, you know, obviously I've heard of this game, but I didn't know it came out on, I don't know there was like I don't know if this is a remaster or like a collection or whatever. Very high completion percentage of that. Now we've got some of the lost FIFA collections with now EA Sports FC, so, you know, unobtainable now, is that the game's not? Is it, that's the one that came out in 2024, no? No, yeah, that came out in 23, and then that came out in 24. And then we're on 26, which he also hasn't played. Yeah, so no Platinum on that one, but a Platinum on that one. I wonder how many FIFAs we'll have, because they are, I know that it plays FIFA, but they are like, you know, big Platinums. And like kind of annoying at times. We've got all the UFC Platinums, up to 5, and then we also have EA Sports MMA, which I didn't even know existed, which I guess is like the older one. And then eFootball, which is I think that's what PES is called now, when like free to play and weird. Elden Ring only 5. See, I thought you would have more film software Delphis. Ether 1 is a game that I just went back to recently, and it's not that good, but, you know, I just followed the guide. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is a similar style of game, but I believe that one's actually meant to be quite good. And then we have the Evil Dead game, which I believe is a Dead by Daylight-like. Is that out? Yeah. Fall Guys, Fallout, we've got some Fallout. We've got Fallout 4 Platinum, back when it came out. And then Fallout 3, actually just when Fallout 4 had come out, it's interesting. And then Fallout Shelter Platinum. We've got some Far Cry's here, Fez, and here we have the FIFA, so no Platinum, a 9, 11, see this is, what's the, why did we skip 10? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, but then we did get the Platinum on 23. I wonder what's the, is this like maybe when he started making videos more often, and it's like, you know, you could turn that into a video, and also having more of like a community, like I know that Deathroth also plays FIFA, so they could get the Platinum together, that kind of thing. Fight Night Champion, Final Fantasy, Fire Pro Wrestling, great game. I mean, not actually, it's like a cool game. I didn't know there was a Platinum. That was interesting, he's actually got quite a lot. 7 out of 10, 40 hours. Full Throttle, old Double Fine game, I also have the Platinum for that. Game of Thrones, Telltale. Generation Zero, a game I've never heard of, but he actually has quite a lot of trophies in that. Ghost of Tsushima, has he played that? Yeah, so not finished Ghost of Tsushima. Goat Sim, Platinum. God of War, I did not know he had never played God of War. We played, that was recently. He went back to the first one on like, what, the cloud? Or he might actually have the game. Did he finish? Yeah, so it looks like he did finish the, is that it? Yeah, so it looks like he did finish the 2018 game. After, like, I guess after it came out. Actually, see, again, did he? Yeah, so he started playing it when it came out and then he fell off and then went back to it. Never played Ragnarok, and then we don't have like 2 and 3. That'd be cool, like especially with the. It kind of depends when the next game comes out, but you could absolutely make a high Platinum Div God of War video. I think that would be like cool, especially how like different they are, and how many there are as well. Is there like one in the Vita? There's only in the Vita, or is that? I think that might just be a remaster of one of the PSP ones or something like that. Golf with Your Friends Platinum. Gone Home, never played. That's like really short. I know there's no Platinum, but that's actually a good game. Goosebumps, a game. Guessing he did the same thing as me where he followed a guide. This is like a classic. This is like one of the games before shovelware was like quick. There would be these games that were like, you know, it's like, oh, it's a 2-hour Platinum and it's like a good one. Goosebumps is like a classic. Like before shovelware, easy plat. Gotham Knights Platinum. Didn't go back into the DLC. Can't blame him. Just sad. Now we've got GTA. We've got GTA 3 on. Oh, yeah, that's like the OG. This is the PS2 version ported, and then this is the remaster. Then we've got GTA 4 on PlayStation 3. Like I mentioned, he did a video where he beat the game without stealing a car, so he completed GTA without doing GTA. Now we've got GTA 5 on PlayStation 4, and then the stack on 5, and San Andreas, and Vice City, the PS2. No, and that's Vice City, the PS4 version, the remake, the remaster, and then Vice City, the PS2 version, has not been touched, but I guess it is good that he does own it, so he can, you know, because these got delisted, the old versions. See, again, this is one of the ones where I'm like, I feel like maybe I should be getting people's Xbox profiles as well, because I'm like, GTA 5 on PS4 and PS5, but not on PlayStation 3, you know, but I feel like he would have had, you know, he did play that, you know, just because in the way that everyone played that. But Heavy Rain, yeah, I heard him talk about that recently. I realised he was on the PlayStation 3 version. I would love to go back to Heavy Rain and see what I actually think about it, and like even play the other David Cage games. Helldivers 2 Platinum. This game I want to go back to, but I feel like I've missed a boat now. You know, like we've got Hitman, we've got a lot of Hitman here. We've got the Platinums in the old games, but not the new ones. I guess the new ones are kind of more annoying. Actually, yeah. Also, there's no Platinum until 3. Yeah, Hitman Go, Hitman Absolution, Hitman Blood Money, Hitman Contacts. Hollow Knight just started. Horizon, I guess we finished that. Doesn't look like it, but I can't even tell. Where's the... Yeah, this is the story, yeah. So I didn't finish Horizon. Humanity, that game's so good. How's it? How are we at? 9 out of 46. House Flipper Platinum. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings, that's like the PS2 game, I think. Indigo Prophecy. This is the David Cage game now? Yeah. I've never actually I've never checked this one out. I think the first one I played was Heavy Rain. Infamous, back in the day. I actually went back to Infamous 2, it looks like at the start of the year. So I wonder, like, why? Then we've got First Light and Second Son Platinums. It Takes Two Platinum. Job Simulator VR Platinum. Killer Frequency, I don't even know what this is. This is like the first, you know, like, I've heard of this, just I've seen the title, but I don't actually know even. Let's just look at the guide quickly. Okay, so it's like a mascot, you know, like these, I don't know what you call them. Like a game like the Markiplier would play, you know. Killzone Libidation Platinum. Is that, I think, is that not, that's the PS2 game or something like that? There's some kind of, this was like one of the classics. Kingdom Come Deliverance, I actually went back to that in June last year, I didn't even know that. A game I'm hoping to play soon with the PS5 version that just came out, and I'm hoping to play the second one. Kona, another game that's like, I've seen before, but I don't even know what it is. Okay, so it's like a, I know he likes The Thing, so it's like it's a thing like, it seems like. LA Noire, LA Cops, Lara Croft Go Platinum, Late Shift Platinum. Don't think I've actually played that one. I do like the Wales Interactive games. I'm assuming that is them. I'm just kind of interesting. No Lego. He's actually never played like a Lego game. It looks like, you know, like properly. Leisure Suit Laddie Platinum. I feel like that's one of the ones you need to hide. Life is Strange Platinum, only the first game though. Liquid Planet, Lollipop Chainsaw Platinum. Remember we made a video on that, I'm pretty sure. Mafia 1, Mafia 2, not Mafia 3, not Mafia the Old Country. Marvel's Avengers, shout out. Marvel Spider-Man, DLC. Marvel Spider-Man 2, no New Game Plus DLC. Do you know, I can't actually remember if I did that or if I did the... Because back when it came out, they accidentally put in the debug menu again, and you could just like hit a button and you'd finish it. I think I did go back and play it. I think it only takes like 6 hours, you know. Miles Morales does have the platinum, even though it does have New Game Plus. Mass Effect Collection here. Yeah, it looks like only played Andromeda and then at one point went back, you know, like I want to experience this. I feel like he has played these though. Maybe. Then we've got Metal Solid 3, 10-year platinum. And then he played a bit of 2, and he played... was almost there then on the Vita version. I'm not going to look at this because I've not even played the game. You know, I have no opinion. Metal Solid 4, 5, Peace Walker, Metro 2033, Platinum. Minecraft, he did just get that one in a very interesting way. We'll leave it at that. Mirror's Edge, Murder Soul Suspect. Do you know, I would actually, I feel like there's no worlds in which I actually do go back to this, but I remember this being quite good. And I would like to play it again, but like, you know, I will never play this game ever again, but I do kind of want to know, is it any good? See, this is the bad thing about going alphabetically. We're in a doubt here of no old platinums. But then we do get it down to Peaky Blinders Mastermind, which is a puzzle game based on Peaky Blinders. Is it? Do they have the voice cast? I've never actually watched Peaky Blinders, but I did see today I don't know if the date was already announced, but the trailer came out for the film, and it comes out in like 2 weeks. I'm like, should I watch? Because I think it's only like 6 episodes per season. I was like, should I watch Peaky Blinders? It wouldn't take that long. And then I do have a game to play after it and get the platinum in. PGA Tour Platinum. That was quite a cool one, just to have an random like golf game. Portal 2, played it back at launch. Sadly, this is unobtainable now, and do you know, this is like the one platinum, if I could like cheat, you know, if I could like stop one, if I could like obtain one unobtainable, it'd be, I think I need to complete the tutorial in co-op with someone who's never played it, and you just can't do that anymore. Prince of Persia Platinum, I remember watching the video on that one. This is like around the time that The Lost Crown came out, I believe. Then The Sands of Time. And it looks like it went back to start Warrior Within, didn't get into it. Prison Break, I didn't know there was a game of that either. Oh no, actually yeah, this would be a classic, this is like a 2010 one, you know. I thought that was like a decent one. Then we've got the PES 14 Platinum. This one's actually kind of interesting because for some reason PES 14 is a game that I've got on my account. You know, of all the PESs to buy, I have 14. And, you know, if you got the Platinum, then it could be one to go back to at some point. I don't know if you can make a video of that. You know, I got the Platinum in PES 2014. I guess that is kind of interesting just to see, like, you know, like what a 11-year-old football game, like what does that look like now? Pursuit Force, one of, again, it's like I feel like I'm getting ones I've never heard of. Pursuit Force Extreme Justice as well. Big studios. I'm thinking surely this is a game that someone made. No, it's weird. Like what I meant is like Indico Pop says like, oh, that did you know that the people who made Heavy Rain made that? And I'm thinking the Bend. What the like Bend made Days Gone, but they also made the game with Gabe Logan. I'm gonna have to put it in post. What was it called? Yeah, so I thought this would be like, oh, did you know that, you know, this is like Naughty Dog made this? But it does seem like big. Like, I don't even know what happened. You know, what is this? It's a Codemasters like spin-off. It's kind of interesting. Now we have Ratchet and Clank games, but not much progress. V-Match Platinum. All the Resident Evils here, but it looks like he's only played 5. And I get 7. We've got loads. Oh, and 2 actually. And 1. I guess. Okay. But I do find like I find it kind of interesting which ones he started and then didn't finish, compared to which ones he actually did finish. Like the Resident Evil 4 remake here is interesting, and even with the original game twice. You know, like given like 2 goes at it. Resistance, I believe this is a. Oh, do you know? I think this is what I was thinking of when that Killzone game came up. I think this is the PS2 game that came out on the Classics thing. Resogun, Returnal, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rocket League Platinum. Saints Row, we've got Saw. I remember when he's got a video on that one as well. Shenmue are a game that I also started and did not get very far in, but I'd love to go back to. Sifu, Silent Hill 2, Siren, Skate Story, Sleeping Dogs Platinum, and then we've got some Sly. So we've got Sly 1, Sly 2, and then almost Sly 3. See, this is the stuff that is interesting. What happened? 100% the game. See, I wish you could, like, you know, how do I find it more? And especially even actually, he did this back in 2015, then right after he did 2, but then, yeah, look, he's actually went back to this multiple times. See that is into this. I'd love to know the story of Sly 3. Also, I'm into this in Sky Hill. I've never heard of that. Also, I can't believe I completely skipped past that he started Skull Island, The Rise of Kong. See, I just never heard of this game, and it's like, you know, it's like a budget Zomboid-like, I would assume. It's quite far in it, and it was like quite recently. Yeah, so we've got Sly 1 and 2, but not 3, and I'm guessing that just put him off going for 4, even though he does have 2 stacks. I think I also have that, and I've not played that game that much. Remember that one has I don't actually know if it is annoying for people who have Platinum the game, but there was a thing where you had to open the map on every map, you know, so it basically meant anytime you went through a door, you would have to remember to open the map, and I believe it was missable. And that, you know, just seems annoying. Sniper Elite, which is, you know, that's a game he was playing yesterday, but at the time of me recording this. Split Fiction Platinum. Platinum in 1 hour, 50 minutes. Oh yeah, actually, because he mentioned he picked this as his game of the year in the video that I made. And he said that he played the whole thing on his, like, Friends Pass thing. So, like, his friend had bought the game, and he was playing it on like, for free, basically. And I'm guessing it must have some kind of, like, auto-pop thing. Like, not auto-pop, but you don't get trophies on the Friends Pass, but then, you know, like, keeps your save, maybe? I don't know, it looks like you had to, like, do all these things. Maybe that's it, maybe you keep your save, but then you have to go back and, like, chapter select and do everything, but, like, when you complete one side story, it completes them all. And then these are, like, the miscellaneous stuff that you have to do. I wonder what the fastest Platinum is in. Yeah, 20 minutes to just do the whole thing. So he'll be... so sad. I'm sure it was 2 hours 50. No, 1 hour 50. Yeah, so he's number 57 on the fastest achievers. I mean, that's quite cool. Especially because I like, when you look at this, you think it's hacked. You know, all these numbers. You're like, how is that possible? But, you know, it is. Then we've got Spyro 1, but not Spyro 2 or 3. I think I'm the exact same as this. I think I platinumed the first game and I didn't like it that much, and then 2 was just more of the same. Obviously, he might have liked it, and there's like other reasons he didn't play it. Then we've got Star Wars Battlefront, which he played a little bit. It actually looks like he went back to that and I didn't play it at launch, maybe played it on Xbox or PC or something like that. But Battlefront 2 completed, and Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. I know that he does like his Star Wars, so... Then we've got Outlaws, Bounty Hunter, Squadrons, only played a little bit. The Clone Wars PS5 version, Platinum. Still Weeks of Deep, another Scottish game. This is our connection. Made by English people, I should say, but game finished. The DLC came out. I actually need to check this out because I managed to get a code for it, but then it did not review very well. And I was like, yeah, I want to go back to it at some point, especially because they've added, they actually added a lot of DLCs. I did not realise that. And it's meant to be quite short as well. You know, just because the game is quite short. So how long can a DLC be? We've got Stay Here on PS4 and PS5, but no progress in it. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Was that 2025 or... No, yeah, okay, you played that a year later. I think that might actually be... I think it might have came out on PlayStation Plus, maybe. Siphon Filter, this is it. This is Gabe Logan. This is Ben, yeah? No, it's not. No, I think they made the port. I was going to say, I could Google it, but Gabe Logan Shadow. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, so this is the people that made Days Gone. And I guess I didn't know they were all like so many of them were on PS5. Yeah, we've got the Siphon Filter collection. Here's from the Borderlands, Platinum, Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. I also have these two Platinums, and I don't have any other Tekken game because as you can see, 2 out of 10, 7 hours. 3 out of 10, 10 hours. These are very easy. Especially just because I think you don't have to win any online matches, you know? Like, that's like the hardest thing with, like, fighting games. Heslig Dad Platinum, one I've also got, kind of like, I feel like that's a game that kind of punched above its weight for, like, I think it was on PlayStation Plus, like the monthly thing, which I guess, like, marketed it better, but I feel like this game I actually hear people talk about, not, like, a lot, but I, like, see it pop up, and it's like, it's just like some small indie game, you know? Skyrim, no progress. And again, now I'm thinking like, was he on Xbox at some point? Because just to have never played Skyrim is a time. Forgotten City, only 4 trophies. This is one of my favourite games. On it, like it's in like my top 50, I think. And especially for what 2020, 2021 as well. It's not crazy we got Deathloop and the Forgotten City within like 2 months of each other. That one has to be gone back to and cleaned up. That is like one of the greatest games ever made. And then it's also like 15 hours. Again, I think that's quite long. This was back before the time that I play games, so I can actually give you an answer, but it's like max 15 hours, I think. Then we've got Last Was Part 1, Last Was Part 2, but only the... so it's a PS4 version. Actually, that's with the multiplayer. I don't actually have this one. And then Part 2, but without the DLC that they added. I think... Oh no, this has like grounded mode and yeah, grounded and permadeath, which you can kind of cheat, which is what. The Long Reach, never even heard of this, but I do wonder, is this the Long Dark? Like 2? No, it's not. Yeah, never heard of this. It's weird, the completion percentage is like really high, but it doesn't look like it's you're like 15 minutes is like, I don't think this is like a shovelware kind of KW Platinum. I don't know, I need to look into that and see if like, is it any good? Lord of the Rings, War of the North, The Return to Moria. I don't even know what kind of game this is. It's like, I don't know, is it like Deep Rock Galactic? Or is it completely different? You're crafting things into this. See, yeah, I was like, how have I heard of this game? This is another one that has a debug menu thing. You know, you can I think you just get every item in the game. But also it does look, he did play the game. Because I think this is kind of different than, you know, the people who would like buy this just to do the cheat to get the platinum. But it looks like he played the game back when it came out, and then I guess it's like grinded or whatever, and it's like fair enough. If you want to cheat, I honestly don't care. Quite lucky as well for a game that you like fell off to get a debug mode. The medium platinum, you know, this is one I kind of wish that I played this back in Xbox because it was on Game Pass. Is that right when it first came out? And I kind of wish I'd went back and played it, but it also has like one of the most like offensive plot twists in history, I think. If I remember correctly about what happens at the end. So I kind of don't even want to think about it. Order 1886, 6 hour platinum, back when it came out. You know, it was like the conversation at the end of that game, how short it was. But it looks good, doesn't it? And it is kind of fun to play, and it is kind of interesting. The Quality Platinum, it's a game that I bought physical ages ago, and I never even like started. because I was planning on, I'm sure there's a mode you can play where you can have like 10 people, and I was like, oh, that'd be so fun. But then actually I started to organize like a party to play it, and I was like, no, this is gonna, because especially because the game's, that's the issue. If it was like a film length and I could get 10 people to come play this game for like 2 hours, but I think it's like a 15-hour long game or something like that. So I was like, do you guys want to come over? 10 people, do you guys want to come over for a weekend and just play a game all day? We've got Stanley Parable. I do wonder if yeah, I'm pretty sure, because he on the podcast you hear him talk about like 10-year platinums quite a lot, and I think he's basically hoping we're still alive in 2035. We're the one for not playing it for 10 years, because you can obviously, you can see a lot of people have this, and you can just change your PlayStation clock. So obviously it doesn't, the PlayStation doesn't know if it's been 10 years or if it just thinks it's been 10 years. Yeah, so I feel like he's the kind of person that would set this up to get they'll feel legit. So I guess we'll set a reminder for 2035 to find out. Now, but the thing which I talked about before, he just did a video on that recently. The Walking Dead Telltale PS4, back like around the time. Yeah, that was like 4 years after it came out. Then is that season 2? The Michonne. See, some of these have platinum, some don't. Then the final season didn't finish it though. Like, see, that's into this. I wonder, do they just not? Oh no, yeah, okay. I guess we just played the game without a guide, and then you just missed stuff. I thought I had this platinum, but I don't remember doing like having to follow a guide. Because I played the first one back when it came out, and then I just kind of fell off, and then I went back to it during COVID. I realised after it's in the final season. Collection in the final season. Oh yeah, okay, there are different things. Yeah, the collection is just complete the game, and that's for like up to season 3. And in the final season, I guess it did have missable stuff. I don't remember doing this one. Complete Act 1, Complete Act 2, yeah, okay, it looks like I played it twice then. Complete Act 1, Complete Act 2, Complete Act 3. Find all Episode 1 collectibles, find all Episode 2 collectibles. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why they added missable stuff to a story game like that. That's mental. Yeah, so that's why he doesn't have the platinum, because he played through it and then didn't go back. The Witcher 3 is actually very close to the platinum. I wonder, complete all Witcher contacts. Yeah, I've not actually played the game, so I don't know what. Yeah, complete the contact in the Woodland Spirit. I probably just got annoyed with not getting all the Gwent cards, and it's like there's no point doing this other stuff. If you have to do a whole new playthrough. And especially now, there's like the PS5 version, there's the Game of the Year stack, there's like, Telltale The Wolf Among Us, which as we established was his first platinum on almost New Year's 2014. This Bed We Made platinum. See, Thrillville Off the Rails, this is one of the ones that he had as his like cabinet, and I wonder, did they play the game did they want this for some reason, and that's why he played the game? I need to ask him what the cabinet is about. We've got Time Splitters PS5, Time Splitters 2 PS5, Time Splitters Future Perfect PS5, Titanfall 2 Platinum, Tome Platinum, Rainbow Six Siege on PS4, and then I'm guessing there might be some kind of auto pop here, but maybe, let's find out. Yeah, so there's some auto pop, but then he's not got some things. I feel like this is would this not be quick? Get 10 Claymore kills, win 10 games, like, I think that just means win 10 games, and then deactivate the bomb. I feel like that's a quick little, like, 2-hour long platinum cleanup. And just to say, I've got another, I guess it is a higher percentage, but, the Division Platinum, Division 2 Platinum. This is actually, I'd never played the first one, but I've always wanted to go back and get the second one. It looks like he just did this. Yeah, I got like quite far, and then it was like, I don't actually know what I had left, but I just couldn't be bothered. Tomb Raider, Definitive Edition Platinum, and he's got a bunch of the other games here as well. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, is that one meant to be quite annoying? I feel like you have to, is it not that by the time you finish the game, you still have to level up loads? And it just says like 90, 8 out of 10, 7 hours, and it got worse. 100 hours, and then 30 playthroughs, whatever that means. Then we've got Pro Skater 5 back, like 10 years ago. Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 Platinums. I actually did a guide on Toy Story 2, which is still linked down here, which is quite cool. So I hope if you used it, that was useful. Transistor, one of my favourite games of all time, only sitting at 1 out of 34. That has to be fixed. Twisted Metal 1 and 2. UFC, more UFC games I get. Yeah, so before EA got the license, and he actually went back to these recently. I wonder, Yeah, so it looks like he actually did these recently, and I wonder if he just doesn't care about like unobtainable stuff, and he just wanted to go back and check out like what these games were like, even though they will be on his account forever. We've got UFL, which this is the new PES, I believe, and it's like a super easy platinum. Like he did it in like an hour. But I wonder what is it just like a easy platinum, or is there some kind of cheat? It's actually, we can click on, if we click on the platinum, yeah, I don't know. You see here, like when the game first came out, hardly anyone was getting it, you know, like 10, 11, 11, 14, 17, 18, 18. Then now in the past like few days, 19, 19, 19, 18, 18, 18, 17, 16. So more people are getting it now than they were. Uncharted 2 PS4 Platinum, Uncharted 3 PS4 Platinum, Uncharted 4 PS4 Platinum, Uncharted 1 PS4 Platinum, Uncharted Lost Legacy PS4 Platinum. Also there's the PS5 versions now. Golden Abyss, and a game that, just like him, I played a little bit of, and then did not finish. And then even, I don't have the Platinums in old. It's actually very similar to me, where I played the older, and I played the originals when they came out, and I didn't get the Platinum, because I didn't like know about them at that point, you know, I didn't care. And then, like, more recently, probably at the same time, I went back to the PS4 versions, and one day I would like to go back. Undisputed, which is another UFC, or another MMA game, which actually just came out on PlayStation Plus, or it's about to, like, next week. Until Dawn Platinum, one that he went back to recently, which I also did kind of recently as well, which is quite cool. Viewfinder, that's actually a Scottish game, which is cool, from a game made in Dundee. Well, actually, I don't know if it was made in Dundee, but the guy, the main, like, the ideas man, is from Dundee. Virginia, which is a game that I think is, like, highly underrated. Warmongers is a game I've never even heard of, so that's interesting. Another one that's like, you know, I don't even know what this is. Is that Wanted? Is this like the film Wanted? I don't know how to find out, but it is all about bullets. Like the James McAvoy film. Interesting. Watch Dogs Platinum, Watch Dogs 2 Platinum, Watch Dogs Legion, hardly played. That is very, I know what, you know, like, I feel you. Watch Dogs Legion is actually the first next-gen game I played, because when the Xbox Series X came out a week before the PS5 in the UK, and I got it, and I was like, what do I don't have anything to play, because the Xbox launched with no launch games. Or I mean, it had like, did it have anything? I know it was meant to launch with Halo, and it didn't. Whereas the PS5 actually had stuff to play. So I was like, what's a game that I can get that I kind of don't care about? And I entered Watch Dogs Legion. And actually, no, I bought it and then I gave it to someone, I remember. And it was just so buggy. Whenever you would quit the game and load it back up, it would delete your save. So bad it was. Oh my god. Yeah, I find it quite, that's like iconic that he started it and then just never played it. We Were Here. I don't know what the other games are like, but it looks like he's played them all. I only have played the first one, and I thought it was like kind of fun, but not really. But I assume that they get better as they go. And so there's what, We Were Here 2, Together Forever, and then whatever this is, Expeditions. I hate the capital S there. Welcome Park is one I actually cleaned up recently, and I'm guessing he has the sliding puzzles left. Yeah, these are not that hard. There's a cheat thing you can use. It's good to get a nice little Vita 100%. What Means of Edith Finch, again, one of the greatest games ever made. I know this is not meant to be about me, but if you look at the first Achiever, you can see that as me. Because I've played the game like, I think I'd played it already like 4 times before, and then it just like randomly came out on PS5 for free, like in like a tweet or something like that. So as soon as I saw that tweet, I went and downloaded it. And first Achiever. So here's the big one. We've got Wolfenstein the Old Blood, just started, never played. Wolfenstein the New Order, Platinum. Actually, wait, so yeah, no, this is the first one. Then this is like the DLC thing. Then Wolfenstein 2 the New Colossus, 31st of January 2026, so just 19 days ago. Platinum in 5 months. So he got mine leaving. That's actually what's crazy about it. Because talking about how I procrastinated doing these videos, I was also meant to at least attempt to platinum mine leaving this year, and only did like an hour and a half of attempts. Yeah, he went live on YouTube, and it was like, today we're going to attempt to beat mine leaving. And then I don't know how far I got in that one, but then the next day he was like, okay, we're going to go live again, and then he just beat it. he had like two days of attempts. I do think he did like practice before that, but just the way people talk about this and how it takes ages. He has now made a standalone video about it, you know, like talking about how it's not that hard. So this gives me the power that this year I will attempt to do it. I know he wanted to get this for so long because it's a 10 out of 10 platinum, just to say you've done it. But then he was also arguing that it's actually not a 10 out of 10 platinum, which I think is quite funny. Because, you know, if he gets his way, they're going to change it. And then he'll have to get another 10 out of 10. Yeah, so we're now... It's actually quite cool to kind of end on that because we're at W. There aren't that many games left, you know. WWE from 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, Platinum in 22, then played some in 24. I think that was on PlayStation Plus or something like that. WWE All-Stars, Legends of WrestleMania Platinum. That's a cool one. I don't even know... I feel like I should go back and do this, you know, if it's still obtainable. Then Spectre for 2010, which is another that's also obtainable, and I did start it, but you know, it's just like there's like other things to play. XCOM, X-Defiant, Yakuza 0, 5, and Kiwami. Zero Escape, Zero's Time Dilemma, that's the same game, and then Zombie at the very bottom. So I feel like we did that's decent time, an hour to get through 690 games, 174 platinums. And I hope it wasn't too quick. I do hope that I did talk about the games. You know, I should look at, we're going to look at the stats. I forgot to look at the stats. So they're mainly PS4 games. I don't know, who cares? Do you know, actually, this is interesting. If you look at the amount of trophies you got, this is like 2010, you notice when he started his channel, or at least when I was, like, I started making videos in 20, like here. So this is when I heard about him. You notice that there's so much more in this section than in the past. I think that's cool. That's a cool stat. He mainly gets trophies at 2 to 4, and then also at night. Is that interesting? Mainly at the weekend. See, it's like, are the stats cool, or is it just? I feel like everyone has mostly the same stats. Yeah, 4 games. You know, the whole point of this was that I meant to like recommend games. I do think it's more of like a challenge because I feel like the games I'm going to recommend you have heard of, you know, but like The Forgotten City has to be at least attempted again. I'm not sure what your thoughts on it are, but you know, it's like that game is so good. Any From Software game, even like a Sekiro isn't on the list. I think Sekiro is a good one to start with because it is like more straightforward than the other ones. Can't remember, I think the Platinum is easier as well. I think. What else? Animal Well, again, it kind of depends if you, same as Forgotten City, it's like that game is so good if you like it. Transistor is one, again, just because I love that game so much. And then also, yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, the PS5 stack or whatever that was, that I think would be good to go back to, because, you know, it should only take, I don't know, a bit like, not that long, I would think. Yeah, so I hope it didn't go too quick. I need to find out what this cabinet is about, but that was Customo's profile. So, again, like I'll link everything below, but, you know, he's got his own channel where he makes videos, he's got the podcast where they upload, I think it's every second Monday, they upload a full, like, an hour and a half, 2 hour long episode. If you would like your account to be added to the next batch, link below for the charity thing, £10 to get in the list. And then on Sunday, there'll be another one of these videos. I don't know how long this is. It's been an hour and 10 minutes, so I'll cut out some stuff to get it down a bit. But today we had 690 games and 174 platinums, and on Sunday we have 459 games, which is actually less, but 387 platinums. So it's almost double with a 90% completion. I'm very excited to look at this because we have similar tastes in games, and obviously there's a lot to talk about. So that thing I said about, like, if I spoke for a minute about each of these games, it would take however long. I think, is that not 5? Is that not 6? That's 6 hours, I think. The video would be 6 hours long. So that's what you've got to look forward to on Sunday. And then, like I said, the charity thing will be closing on Monday. So yeah, by Monday morning, if you'd like to be part of this, £10 to Glasgow Children's Hospital charity through the Titlefy link below, and you'll be added to the list, and I'll do them at speed, like one a week. You know, we'll actually get through them. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good one.